Okay, now, so last class we have seen about information retrieval and what is the difference between information retrieval and information extraction. So we have also started one technique for information retrieval, that is your Boolean retrieval. Okay, Boolean retrieval. So in Boolean retrieval, we have representing a given document into a matrix form. That matrix form is known as document incidence matrix. Okay, term document incidence matrix. So here in this example, so we have 5 documents here. The first document, it has some information. So each word is known as a term. English is a term, tutorial is a term, and is a term, past is a term, track is a term. Okay, similarly, all the words here, they are known as term. And document, this is the document IDs. Document 1, document 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are known as the document IDs. So initially, for solving a Boolean query, we need to construct the term incidence matrix. So terms incidence matrix is nothing but this one. Okay. So this part, this is your term incidence matrix. So we have written all the terms here and we have written the documents IDs here. Okay, the terms, and this is the document IDs. So now what we have to do is we have to find, we have to represent the Boolean representation of each term. For example, English. English, we have to check if it is there in document D1. If it is there, you have to write 1. English, you have to check in document D2. If it is there in D2, you have to write 1. If it is not there, you have to write 0. That is what it is written here. English is there only in document D1. You can see here English is there only in document D1. So the matrix here we have written English is there in D1. So 1. And for the remaining documents it is not present. English is not present in the remaining documents. That's why we put 0. Okay. So similarly for all the terms we have to check the presence of the term in the documents. For tutorial, you have to check if it is there in D1, if it is there in D2, if it is there in D3, D4, and D5. If the particular term is present in that particular document, you have to write 1, otherwise you have to write 0. Next. Suppose for the terms, the Boolean representation will be like this. For English, it will be 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. And for tutorial, it will be 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Past, it will be 1, 0, 0, like this. For books, it will be 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So, when you solve the query, you have to use this Boolean representation. Now, go up to your query here, advance, and this is the logical operator, structure, advance and structure, and not analysis. Okay, so we are going to solve this query using the Boolean representation of each term. So we have already found out for advance the Boolean representation. We have found out the Boolean representation for structure and for analysis also. But here the logical, not logical expression not is there. So we have to find not analysis. Okay, not analysis. So you see here for advanced it is 00010. So you can check from here this part. Okay, 00010, which means advance is present only in document B4 and it is not present in the remaining documents. That's why it is represented by Boolean numbers 00001 and 0. Okay, this one. Now coming to the second one, structure. Structure also we have already constructed the document matrix. From document matrix you can check from here. For structure it is here. For structure, okay. So 0, 0, 0, 1 and 1. That means structure is present in document D4 and D5. It is present in document 4 and document 5 and it is not present in the remaining documents. Okay, so you can even cross check from here. Structure is present in document D4 and structure is present in document D5. Now,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes,
A few students is waiting. I think.
okay.
Ma'am, please send the PDF. Like it's easy to learn from together, and PDF is available.
What?
Ma'am, please send the PDF before the class. Like it is easy to learn together. Like you taught us, and we are reading from PDF, and that's easy.
Yeah. I will send. I will send. But this one, no. Yesterday we had started this. That's why I
Okay,
didn't
ma'am,
send.
no problem.
I send. Okay. So what's next is for structure. This is the one. Okay. 0, 0, 0, 1, and 1. Now, analysis. You check for analysis. For analysis, it is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. For analysis, it is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Now, you have to change this into not analysis. For not analysis, how will you change this one? For not analysis, how will you change? Not analysis, how will you change?
We will invert the zeros to ones and the ones to zeros.
Yes. So your answer will be analysis is 01001 and for not analysis we are going to convert this 0 into 1. So 1 and this 1 into 0. So all zeros will be converted to 1 and all ones will be converted to 0. That is not analysis. So for not analysis the answer will be 1, 0, 1, 1 and 0. That is what I have written here. Okay. For not analysis, it will be 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. Now, what is the query? You go back to the query. So we have found out the Boolean representation for advanced, the Boolean representation for structure, and the Boolean representation for not analysis. So what you have to do? You have to perform the AND operations. AND operations. Okay. First, let us perform the AND operation of advanced and structure. Let us perform the AND operation of advanced and structure. So here, advanced, the Boolean representation is 0010. So I have written down here 0010. And for structure, the AND operation is 00011. So an operation for structure is 00. An operation already done here. Okay, so this is nothing but, let me just write down here, advance and, sorry, advance and structure. Okay, so for advance and structure, the result is 0010. How? It's the normal Boolean operations, what you have done in your set theory, what you have done in your mathematics, we are applying here, okay? Or it is also done in your digital design, some digital logic design, some subject is there in your second semester or something, no? That same operations, expressions we are again using here. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to perform the AND operation of this two Boolean representations. So how will you perform the AND operation? So unless and until if you have 1 1, then it will return a result 1. Otherwise all 0. 1 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0. Only when 1 and 1 is there, it will return 1. Okay. So now performing 0 and 1 and operation, it returns 0. 1 and 1 and operation, it returns 1. 0 and 0 and operation, it returns 0. 1 and 1 and operation, it returns 1. 0 and 0 and operation, it returns 1. So now what you have to do is you have to perform the AND operation of this two Boolean representations. So how will you perform the AND operation? So unless and until if you have 1 1, then it will return a result 1. Otherwise all 0. 1 and 1 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0. Only when 1 and 1 is there, it will return 1. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. This power got cut off for 5 minutes, and since it's a LAN connection, no, it takes time to get the internet connected. Okay. Now, so we will see the continuation. So that's how we perform an operation. Okay, an operation of advance and structure. So first you have to do the Boolean representation. That means construction of your Boolean matrix, and then you have to take out all the Boolean numbers for the particular term. So for Boolean representation of advanced Boolean representation of structure is taken out, and you perform an operation of those two Boolean expressions. Okay. So once you perform the AND operation, you got a result. So that result, what you have to do is, one second, let me share the screen. Okay. Now this one, can you see this? Can you see the screen? Can you see the
Yes, ma'am.
screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the result for an operation of advance and structure. Okay. An operation of advance and structure. So we got one result here, and this result has to be performed again an operation along with not analysis, because in the query it is given here advance and structure and not analysis. So this not analysis Boolean representation and this Boolean representation we have to perform an operation. So you see here not analysis, the Boolean representation is this one. Now we perform this value Boolean representation, and this Boolean representation we are performing again an operation. We are performing again an operation. So now you perform an operation. 0 and 0 is 0, 1 and 1 is 1, 0 and 1 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0. Only if two identical positive values are there, then you will get 1. Okay. So 1 and 1 is 1. All other combinations will be 0. So now what you have to do is, uh, here we got 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0. So let us check this in document representation. So supposing this is here document D1, D2, D3, D4 and D5. So D1, D2, D3, D4 and D5. So in D4 it is 1. That means this particular advanced and structure query is present in D4. So the retrieved document is D4. Okay, retrieved document is D4. So advanced and structure. So advanced and structure both are there in D4 and not analysis. So analysis is not there in D4. So the retrieved document for the given query is D4. So this is how we retrieve document using Boolean model index construction. So once again, let me repeat you what is Boolean retrieval. So Boolean retrieval method we use for retrieving the document. Initially, we have to represent a given document into a matrix. So that matrix is known as term document incidence matrix. So this term document incidence matrix will contain zeros and ones. So zeros for if the particular term is not present in the document, and ones if the term is present in the document. So ones and zeros, all the term will be replaced by ones and zeros. So we will check the particular terms if it is present in that particular document. So English is present in D1, English is present in D2, English is present in D3. Like this we will check. If it is present, write ones. If it is not present, write zeros. That's how we construct the matrix. The term document incidence matrix is constructed here. And you have to check the query. For every example, for every collection, there will be one query given. So that accordingly you have to solve the query. You have to solve the query. So this part is first we solve here, and secondly we solve this part, and finally the whole part is being solved here. So the calculation is shown here. Boolean representations we have written down. First an operation we have done, node analysis we have calculated, and the final an operation we have done here, and we got the result. So this is the final result. So this means 1. So D1, the first value is for D1, D2, D3 and D4. D4 it is 1. That means the retrieved document is D4. You can also cross check with the document given here along with the query. So advanced and structure. So advanced and structure, that means advanced must be present, structure must be present, but not analysis. Okay, so advance is present, structure is present, analysis is not there in D4. So what you have retrieved, that is correct. So we have retrieved document D4. So this is the correct answer. So again, the calculation is again shown here. To answer the query, we take the vectors and also do this. Now what I have shown here, it is again shown in this page also. So written down the documents. This is an operation. That means the first one is for advance. The second one, this, you perform the AND operation. You got the result of AND operation. And not analysis is this one. Again, you perform AND operation of this two. Then you got this one. So this is nothing but your document D4. Okay. Now we'll see one more example. So one more example is shown here. Okay, this is we have 8 documents here. We have 8 documents. The first document contains no information. The first document contains no information. So no terms are there in D1. But it is given as a blank document. It is given as a blank document. So secondly, in D2, we have we have some information that contains 2 terms, nuclear and Iran. Nuclear and Iran. And in D3, we have one information that is 1 term, that is treaty. And document D4, we have 2 terms, treaty and Iran. In document D5, we have this is hyphenated word. So hyphenated word, this will be considered as one word. So nuclear is 1 term, non-proliferation is 1 word. And document D6, treaty is 1 term, Iran is 1 term. Document D5, again we have 2, nuclear and treaty. And document D8, we have non-proliferation treaty, and Iran, we have 3 terms. Okay. So similarly, you have to construct the Boolean matrix for this. Okay, you have to construct the Boolean matrix for this by checking your query. So query is given down here in this query, nuclear and treaty, or not treaty and non-proliferation or Iran. So or means what? In or operation, how will you return the result?
Either one of them is true.
Yeah, so it will return 1. 0 and 1, it will return 1. 1 and 0, it will return 1. Okay, and 1 and 1 also, it will return 1, except for 0 and 0. 0 and 0, it will return 0. So that is how the same example which you have done here in this, we are again doing here. So you just can go through this example, and tomorrow I will ask you by giving an example and asking you to solve the example in the class. So all of you must solve it. Okay. So nuclear and treaty and operation. So the first and operation we have done here. For nuclear, the Boolean expression is this one. For treaty, the Boolean expression is this one. Okay. And in this example, what they have done is they have taken only your this one, no, nuclear, non-proliferation treaty, and Iran. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, correct. Then for document, what's the difference in this example? We have written the documents in your horizontal format and your terms in vertical format. So what they have written here is documents in the vertical and terms in the horizontal. So you can use any method. Either you can use terms in the horizontal or terms in the vertical. That's up to you. Accordingly, you have to select your this presentation. Okay. Construction of matrix depends on how you choose your vertical and horizontal options, but your results will be same. So you can represent your matrix in horizontal format or in vertical format. It's up to you. Okay. So for this D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, and D8. We have 8 documents. Okay. So for nuclear, when you take the Boolean expression, Boolean representation, you have to take vertically. You cannot take like this. Okay, because here the terms are given. So if you take for the nuclear 00000, it will be wrong since your documents are put vertically. You have to take this way. Okay. So for nuclear, your Boolean representation is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 0. Similarly, for non-proliferation also, you have to take vertically. For treaty also you have to take vertically. For Iran also you have to take vertically. That means there will be 8 Boolean numbers. So for nuclear it is 101001010. I have written down here. For treaty also I have written down here. First I am performing the AND operation of nuclear and treaty. First an operation. Okay. Now not treaty. Not treaty. So that means just the conversion of these zeros and ones. So for not treaty it will be 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and 0. That's what I have written down here for not treaty. Then non-proliferation or Iran. So since it is said or Iran, so or Iran is this two, non-proliferation, this Boolean representation, or Iran, this Boolean representation. Okay. So 0 and 0 it will be 0, 0 and 1 it will be 1 here, Then 0 and 0 it will be 0. 0 and 1 it will be 1. 1 and 0 it will be 0. Oh, sorry, 1. 0 and 1 it will be 1. 0 and 0 it will be 0. 1 and 1 it will be 1. So it is the result of OR operation for non-proliferation and Iran. So 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1. Okay. So now we have a bracket here. This two we have a bracket. So not treaty and non-proliferation or Iran. So this two Boolean expression, you have to perform an operation. These two, you have to perform an operation. So an operation means only when 1 and 1 is there, it will be 1. Others, all 0. So 0 and 1, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0 and 1, 0, 1 and 1, it will be 1, 0 and 1, it will be 0, 0 and 0, it will be 0, 1 and 1, it will be 1, 1 and 0, it will be 0. So this is the result for the second part, this bracket part. Okay, inside the bracket, we have a query. So this part, Sweta is joining just now. I can, okay, so now we got a result for this part. So this part result, that result, and this nuclear and tricky result, we are going to take an OR operation. So that means this, sorry, this result and the result of this one, this two. Okay, this two, if they take an OR operation, it is this one. That means this is 0 d1 d2 d2 it is 1, so d2 will be retrieved, d3 d4 d5 d5 will be retrieved, d6 d7 d7 will be retrieved. So the retrieved documents are d2 d5 and d7. So this is how you are going to perform Boolean retrieval method. Okay, so for today, let's wind up here. I will just take your attendance. One second. Okay, okay, fifth semester. Okay, roll number one,
Present, ma'am.
roll number two,
Present, ma'am.
Akas Angom,
Present, ma'am.
roll number three, Atul Sarma, roll number four, roll number five,
Present, ma'am.
who's roll number five?
Ma'am.
Okay.